Good morning. This is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me back for another episode of Darkest Dungeon featuring the Crimson Court DLC. We are on week number 16, and I think we're going to fight a boss today. And I'm doing so knowing that I'm putting myself at a bit of a disadvantage. We're going to fight the Siren. And one of the strategies that I use for fighting the Siren is ensuring she cannot succeed on her debuff chance. We don't have any debuff trinkets yet, and on top of that, I'm going in with a full team of vampires. They can't drink holy water, so I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm willing to throw myself prostrate and see what terrible things can occur. I think it's a pretty strong team overall, and if we're successful, it should result in a rank 3 Vestal, which I would like to use in our team that goes into the courtyard. So that's my primary goal for today. We actually will probably get all of these heroes. Okay, well, definitely Shiro and Kinna will go up to rank 3. Alex may or may not. And then our nameless Houdini is like a... He's like a magician. Alright, well anyway, let's go in this. We do have them with some trinkets. I've left open spaces in most of them. The increased bleed stone will help us do a little bit more consistent bleeds in the cove. I am aware that fishmen have a higher bleed resist, but alright, so we're going to take some blood with us. I don't want to go overboard, but we may as well have a space for it, and if we bring some back, it's okay. We will bring 4 shovels, 1 stack of shovels. What else can we do? We want to bring medicinal herbs. We've got a few reasons to do that. We can use them to debuff our Hellion and our Flagellant, and then we can also use them to cleanse negative traits if we encounter strange coral. We will take a couple of keys. We're going to need torches. Probably not a full 2 stacks, so we'll go a stack and a half. We've got the blood. I don't know if there's horror effects in the cove at this stage of the game, so I'm not going to do any of the laudanum. Bandages feel like they might be valuable to us, so we'll take a few of those. Alright, our inventory is pretty crowded, and as you can see, we've spent a huge amount of money prepping this team.
My lofty position wasn't always accompanied by the fear of office. And there was a time when I could walk the streets or raise a glass in the tavern without concern for molestation. Faithful as the tide, one precocious village waif made it her hobby to shadow my every errand. It was charming then, troublesome later.
Yeah, so we're down under 10,000 gold, which is not a place where we want to be.
I wondered what became of the unfortunate little waif.
Got a craving, a bloodlust, and a craving. So we probably should have these guys drink. The boss is almost certainly going to be to the left. Let's go right and see what we can accomplish. We're gonna want to camp and definitely use Lash's Kiss to reduce the stress on our Flagellant there. Oh, okay, we got 2 people wasting now, or 1 person wasting.
Another mariner.
Let's
another misfortune.
Drink the blood. Now they're passive. Let's drink blood to get rid of craving. Give them bloodlust. We now have 2 bloodlusted heroes amongst our major DPS. Oh, okay. Well, good thing I brought a considerable amount here. Alright, so now they all have bonus damage, bonus speed, and resistances to a lot of things. So that's gonna suit them well when we go to fight the boss, if that is what happens. Torchlight is going down. Let's bring it up. Don't know if we did that in time to get credit for a surprise, but... Oh, that hit 2 targets. What? Alright. Let's start with the Acolyte.
Decimated.
No problem there. Since we can't hit 2 units, we'll probably use Sacrificial Stab here, which does 9 to 15, whereas this does 7 to 12.
Eradicated.
Alright, things are looking pretty good so far. 9 to 18 damage, we could definitely get the kill here. And we do. Alright, well, can't complain about this start. Let's do Divine Comfort. Of course, our Flagellant's going to refuse. He likes the pain. Octocessus does not apply a bleed. We've got pretty strong resistances at the moment, so that doesn't surprise me. We'll be using this Occultist almost exclusively to do damage.
As the fiend falls,
No problem.
a faint hope blossoms.
Now, the Figurehead, I think, just provides a buff. I can't remember. It might reduce stress. Let's just click on it, see what it is. Inspires. It's a buff. It's a damage buff. So he's going to be doing a considerable amount of damage now. Since a portion of his damage is dealt in bleed, it's not as effective. I could not remember if maybe there was a stress reduction component. Alright, we got our torches going, of course. We surprised them, though, and that's the important part. So let's go ahead and bring the Torchlight back up to reduce that stress modifier. Oh, let's see. Just 50% resistance. Let's try and bleed this guy to death. Or just kill him outright. That works, too. Feels so alive. What? Oh, okay. She's out of control because she's bloodlusted. He is oh.
Weaken.
Whoa, okay. He is debuffed her. I didn't know that was a thing you could do, but
Executed with impunity.
fine. Alright, picking up more loot. Our inventory is filling up very quickly. The Figurehead, that I think may be one of those, just like the altar in, the sacrificial altar in the Warrens, is not something that we can really benefit from. So, what can we reach? What can we benefit from killing? I feel like the Stinger is probably the most important thing to kill here, because it's got it applies diseases and stuns.
From our lands.
Picked up a little bit of stress relief. That's can be counted as a benefit. We can Iron Swan here. Probably pick up a kill. Not when we miss, of course. So we'll do it with Abyssal Artillery instead. And our Flagellant picks up some damage, which is, in ways, good for him. Let's finish off this grouper.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
1 hit point remains. That is, of course, bad. He's going to insult everyone to cause a little bit of stress.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
All of this is not going to fit in our inventory. Alright, what can we do about it? Do we want to do anything about it? Jades are worth 375. That's not a pittance. Especially when our inventory is at the state it's at. Or, you know, our coffers back at the hamlet. Shoot. I don't know. I feel like we gotta leave it to this stage of the adventure, though. And hope that things just go better. Yeah, okay, we'll leave that. It's entirely possible running into the boss up here. I'm hoping not, though. A hunger check, though, helps us a little bit. Let's... Oh, shoot. There we go. I didn't get to it in time. I didn't get to the medicinal herbs in time. So we'll take the gold. Looks like, again, we're going to have to leave the citrine behind because we just don't have the inventory space yet. Oh, there was a trap there. If I had scouting, I'm going to be very angry at myself, but I don't think I did. Nothing up here. And we do have a spawned boss. Will it be the collector? Will it be the fanatic? It is neither. Let's take out the thrall first, I think. Alright. As long as it didn't get healed, and it didn't, we shouldn't have to worry about it. Let's kill the other units. Maybe we can successfully get a heal out here. So he'll do gargling grab. I don't think he ever explodes on the first turn. It is still possible for the shaman to heal him right now, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. And then we can basically do whatever. We might as well just attack the bloated thrall to hope for some stress relief. Journal page here.
Promises success.
And we did pick up a little bit more treasure, but we are once again capped. Inventory overflowing. Alright, they're not going to touch this. Oh no, we already had. We're coming back, right? We're now at passive. Alright, get walking again, buddy. Again, we could find the boss to the right. It's not... I would have loved to get some scouting here. My fault for not putting a scouting trinket on anyone. It's much more likely the boss is going to be located in the north, the western path for this map. Okay. Pulse slows down. Can we get moving? Thank you. Alright, as long as things stack, I'm happy. You're passive? You're not trying to open this? Alright. We will come to that after we check. Alright, let's try and eliminate these as fast as we can. Again, this guy will give us... Well, I mean, that's just going to take an inventory space, though, isn't it? Remember, these guys can't turn us into vampires, because we are already vampires. Our Vestal is not very effective in this last position, currently.
This is how a life is taken.
We got a crit, so that's one less thing to worry about. Gather Blood is an attack that has a chance to pass on the Crimson Curse. 3 of them down in the first round, not too shabby. That one, though, is going to live, I think, for a little bit longer. Nope, it's dead. So, replacement blood, awesome. This is a leper-only trinket, and it's pretty okay. If we could pick it up a jade, so there's a stack that we probably would have wanted to keep. So we want the leper trinket.
Spirits are lifted, and
We...
clear.
I think we have to abandon the bandages. That's probably the least valuable thing we have. Get a Baron's Invitation. And I guess, like, we gotta leave this jade behind as well. Especially with even in the early game, the heirlooms are so important to us, and they're going to continue to be important in the late game. Alright, so as expected, boss not there. but worth it to explore. Hopefully we'll be able to... The reason that I pause here is it's probably going to all overflow. Well, we got some food, great. There's more jade. Now we have a stack of stuff that would have been worth more than a stack of gold. Am I right on that? No, still slightly less than a stack of gold, but not meaningless. And we can't take this gold either. So I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I probably just should have saved the shovel and not used it, because I'm sure as heck wasn't going to come all the way back here at the end of the dungeon once our supplies have been exhausted. I want to wait for camping a little bit so that we're closer to the boss, so that we can make short work of the siren. But at the same time, and we also have a until camp buff on our flagellant. And so the longer we get to take advantage of that, the better. I don't think he's in a dangerous place, right? No? Yeah. Alright. He was just giving a bark. Nothing going on in this hallway. Very short. Maybe we can get some scouting here. Tell us what's going on in the north. Alright, the first mosquito will bleed to death here. Nothing actually to do. I probably should have looked better at that Vestal's build. Mosquito will get to act. Cause some stress, not really a problem. Living with 2 health is kind of a problem, though. Living with 2 health, kind of a problem. We don't have any AoE for the front row for this team, so that's a bummer. That also, still living with 2 health, but at least they'll die eventually. So we'll kill one of these. Our Vestal can't do anything except for a wasteful heal. I mean, all in all, not too terrible. That'll die at the beginning of next turn. And we might as well just kick it off now. There's no need to stretch it out. We don't need any healing actions. Picked up 1 vial of blood. Picked up a painting.
And driven into the mud.
And that's going to be all we can carry for the time being. It feels like camping is probably what we're going to want to do here. So, that may put us in a bit of a...
Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
A weakened position going into the boss, because we will almost certainly have 4 combats leading up to the boss. And that you know, means that's only going to matter if we actually engage in, I'll do that, if there's actually buffs to be gained here, because we have 7 respite left. You know, actually, well, this will be beneficial, so we'll do battle trance. So that's 4 battles. Other than that, remove disease? Yeah, it's not going to work on the Crimson Curse, we already tried that. What else can we do? We can abandon hope, not really worth it. Pray. This is probably the best option here. It'll reduce stress, and I believe our flagellant is considered to be religious. Yeah, he is. Alright, so that's a bonus protect on him. I like that. I think we made good choices here. Alright, there's gonna be a lot of stress handed out, and then all the vampires are gonna
The way is lit. The
say terrible things.
We require only the strength to follow it.
Let's see what's in the heirloom chest. Some gold, a new painting, and we'll take the anti-venom and fill our inventory right back up, but not we'll probably end up throwing that away pretty quickly. Inside a sack, we find some more gold. Our light is going to drop a little bit. Into this back hallway where we find nothing. Nothing at all. And now we get scouting when we're off in a corner. It's another treasure chest there. That could allow us to burn our last key productively. And remember what happens if you use a key. You will definitely find the secret room the next time scouting is triggered. Oh, we did find a brackish tide pool, didn't we? We don't have a lot of benefit here, but I think there's a chance it can give us stress relief. But just health. He's craving, I'm fine with that. Inside this bag we have 25 cents. So bloodlust now is fine, and if we can... Oh!
The sparkling eyes of youth, twisted and made merciless.
Hi, Mr. Collector. We're gonna beat you up now if that's okay with you. I would appreciate it if you didn't go too far back. Alright, we'll just do this because it's all we have as an option. I can Iron Swan? Can we Bloodlust, or do we gotta wait for the craving? Only the blood will quell this thirst. I think I have to wait. While we're passive, I think it's not a benefit to us. 10 to 20 damage. We could go for the double stun. Maybe we save the double stun for next turn. Maybe we pick up a kill. We do not. Alright. Lost in the throes of its ecstasy. He's going to probably attack on his own. At a target we would rather he had not hit. Oh well. Iron Swan again. That's going to do an excellent damage. The Collector will be dead. Yeah, he's going to bleed to death now. Perfect. I still got more health than I thought. The protection is kind of a bummer. That's going to give him a chance to get some health back. Let's see what we can do about that. Well, if our Barbarian goes fast enough, we'll, our Hellion... That'll bleed to death this round, so our only real choice is there. And of course our Hellion is going to go last, so...
The slow death.
That removes the protect. Collector is going to collect Call, which couldn't be more irritating.
A predator is often blind to its own peril.
Alright, we now have to kill a full group of units again.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
2 of them. Alright, he's gonna cause some stress. Pass out a bleed. I think she's probably just gonna try and heal, so we'll do that first. And I honestly don't know what the Man-at-Arms is gonna do when there's no one for him to guard. He's gonna pass. And then he's gonna get one shot. So we picked up a puzzling trapper. He's on good. I like gold. Our torchlight is at kind of a dangerous point, actually. That's only 4 torches remaining, and we have to fight a boss. And that boss is quite a ways from here. Let's go ahead and start killing these mosquitoes so they don't increase our stress levels. Alright, again, like doing exactly 8 damage to these things is irritating me. At least that one healed back up, so when we do 8 damage to it next time, it'll be for a good cause. Alright. One-shot kill, of course. Couldn't have done that to the guy at full health. 6 damage was the right number to do to that weakened enemy. And 13 was also the right damage there, so I shouldn't complain too loudly. Again, more jades that we didn't have room for is starting to make me feel like I should have taken the jade instead of the emerald or the onyx. But at this point, I'm all in. So, all right, we'll use this last key.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Busts are less important, but are paintings more important than 4 crests? I feel like we were probably starting to run out of crests as well. So these are probably all equally important, and we're just gonna have to live with the situation we're in. Let's move onward. We've got 4 rooms to get through, and we only have 5 torches. We did get a replacement, so that helps us. Alright. Could we cause less stress? We'll start passing off bleeds into the back. No luck with the first one there. Alright, well, we can kill 2 units then. Totally worth it. Hey, there's a little torch stand coming up. I think we might be fine. I perhaps will not be punished for not bringing torches. If our Hellion gets to go before the other one of these groupers, she did not. I was going to say she could stun to prevent it from acting this turn. That is not what happened, so we'll instead kill the front one. The other one's going to just bleed to death. We don't have to do anything about it, but I don't see any reason not to do something about it. Our health is in a fine position. We do have a survival guide. Let's go ahead and have... I know I don't have enough room. There we go. Put that right there on our Vestal. And there's an emerald. Ah, there we go. That still doesn't completely compensate for the number of jades we've seen, but it comes closer.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Are torches really a fortune, Lin June? Is that actually how we measure these things? 3 rooms remain. Another treasure chest. We don't have a key, though. We will start with the Acolyte. That will live a turn, but not 2. Iron Swan gets a kill. I am going to let that Acolyte live a turn. I rolled very low, so I'm less satisfied with that decision. She dodged, so I am more satisfied with that decision. He also dodged, so hey. Barnacle Barrier, yeah, you go ahead and waste your turn, buddy. Alright, let's go ahead and start stacking up bleeds. We'll kill this guy. And then we'll kill the Guardian next. A strong crit, but he's got a lot of defense right now. And I guess we'll hope for some stress relief. Octocestus. Does apply a bleed on us, and we've thrown away our bandages, so...
Precision and power.
This will kill him on his turn, and there is value in what we're doing. So, what we're going to do is we're going to sacrificial stab one of the corpses, and then we're going to adrenaline rush to clear the bleed off our Hellion. And there we go. Alright, we picked up a key.
A trifling victory,
If we can make room for it
but
in
a
our
victory
inventory,
nonetheless.
we can open up this chest. So we have to throw something away. I say we throw away this onyx, and we gamble. That's what I say. I kind of lean more heavily, especially in the early game, on the value of heirlooms. What did we get for our gamble?
If only treasure could staunch the flow of
Not bad.
otherworldly corruption.
Again, we're still overflowing. We won't be able to take these busts. But I feel like we're in a good place. That's a good amount of scouting. We have no combat coming up here. Did we? Yeah, we definitely have had 4 combat since. There's a hunger check. That's fine. And we'll be able to keep our light up without too much of an issue.
Hacks laden with
Okay,
meat
3
are often
citrine.
low on supplies.
Wow. Bandages not useful. 3 citrine at once, though. That's 750 gold. Is there anything in our inventory that's not worth 750 gold? We don't know what the last hallway is, so I'm not comfortable throwing away our shovels, not to mention some of the collectibles along the way. The curios could be chests that need to be opened with shovels. So I think, once again, we abandoned these citrine. If it was a different gem, we might be able to make some argument for taking it. No combat in this room. And then we have Curio, Trap, Curio. Yeah, see? Alright, we have a use for a shovel. I think I'm going to leave this one behind, though, and bad... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. I don't think we have any good disarms. We'll have the Hellion do it. And she succeeds. We now have a craving on the person that is least useful to crave. And let's see who is going to want to cleanse something. Calm is minus 15% damage on the first round. Okay, that's... I want you to get rid of that, but... Darn. We didn't get rid of the calm. We got rid of something, though, so that's good. And this is a room with no combat. Our boss is in the room after. We get scouting, which is cool. And we no longer need to worry about needing shovels in case we are looking for something to burn for an inventory space. And we actually have a use for a shovel up there. Alright, interesting. Inside here we had some gold, but we can't quite fit the gold in our inventory. Maybe we... medicinal herbs, but I kind of don't want to because I want to save them for the boss fight. Maybe we get rid of this last torch.
Star is born.
And then we shovel, because they're going to dig in there anyway. We got some blood, weirdly enough. Another citrine, which we don't have room for. Alright. Fight the boss. We're at full enough light.
The aquatic devils have remade the poor girl.
And we will do as much damage as we can here. She does have a fairly high bleed resistance. Not infinite, though. And I'm less concerned about the damage she does and more about what she can do. So we're just going to do as much to her as fast as we can. She's going to charm our Hellion. We have dodged it. And that gives us another round to rail on her, I think. Because she will only do that once per turn. Alright, he's passive. You know, when our... Okay, gonna wound himself, fine. There's the bleed and the debuff, making future bleeds far more likely. Down to 69 health, we're not doing too bad. She does need to drink. She's gonna pass. And she resisted. Excellent. You know, I never noticed before, this music is slightly different when you're fighting the siren. There's a little bit of a haunting voice there in the background. Or maybe that was the sound of the attack, and it just worked real well into the music. All right, we got some bleeding going on, which is fine. Now taking 8 damage per action. Okay, is the sound of the attack. It just lasts for an incredibly long time. I like it. Fits in perfectly with the music. These bleeds have not been terrible for us, and we've more or less finished her. I think she will get to take one more action. But yeah, we have this under wraps. The siren proved no challenge for us.
She has no place in the sane world.
We can take this protection stone, put it in our inventory. We can abandon the medicinal herbs. Take that. We're going to continue adventuring. We're going to backtrack to... Wait. Didn't I skip over a chest in this hallway 2 hallways back? Did someone accidentally touch it? I can't even remember now. Okay, well then I guess we're done. We will leave. How much wasteful space ended up in our inventory? 1 shovel, 10 food. That's not terrible. We picked up 9,000 gold in treasure plus 4,500 in quest rewards. 3 people accelerate to veteran level heroes. Our poor Hellion is now anemic, and our Vestal has scattering, which, given her current skills, is not a problem. But eventually we'll want to fix that so that when she doesn't need to be doing healing, she can actually do something useful. Idle busking. Any jesters that we have in our hamlet here are going to gain a free resolve level. So that's fine. Kenna didn't get that much stress from our last encounter, which means that we could possibly take a team to the courtyard in our next episode. This is without a doubt probably going to be the most challenging mission that we've gone on so far. Maybe we go with that, this, some Dismas, and some Reynold. Or we could take Drash the Second, because the Flagellant does just so much damage. Do we want to take Drash the Second? Yeah, I think we'll take Drash the Second in place of Aki. I think that's going to be the beneficial path. So we're going to go in, we're going to face the Baron, which someone warned me in the comments was going to be pretty terrifying. And, you know, just looking here, just as like a thought process, this is a veteran mission, so rank 3 heroes are... I'm actually thinking that's probably a really terrible idea now that I look it over. It's a long mission, and those rewards are absurd. So, here's my thought. Maybe wait till they're rank 4 heroes. Maybe wait until you have the rank 4 upgrades for your blacksmith and your guild so that you can fight on equal footing. I think it would be incredibly foolish. We do have the weapon upgrade for rank 4, but we don't have the armor upgrade yet. We're pretty close. So we'll probably want these rank 3 heroes to go out and do something. So we'll definitely do something with them. Maybe we'll go into this wield mission. That's a good call. That's a good call. I like that as an option. We have 2 groups, not quite 2 groups of rank 3 heroes yet, but we're getting there. And I remember hitting this point in my original playthrough, where you start getting rank 3 heroes that can no longer go on novice missions, and you still have novice bosses to fight. Apprentice missions, not novice. And so you have to kind of manage your lower rank heroes to keep them in a position where they're able to fight the apprentice versions of the bosses while you get your rank 3 heroes up to rank 4, and then you kind of have to let them sit there and wait in order to face bosses. We will be able to go into the courtyard right away, but it'll be a bit before we trigger some of the veteran bosses in the Ruins, Warrens, Weald, and Cove. So, next episode we are going to go into the Weald with this team, and we'll have to reorder our trinkets, and I think we've got some reasonable trinkets on hand for this team. Nothing amazing. We'll see how this team goes. We are getting to a point where we probably really need to start looking at using the sanitarium to cleanse negative status effects from people. Like really dangerous ones. You know, Phangophobia is not really great, but is it worth paying 7,000 to get rid of? Probably not. Probably not worth clearing this stuff either. It's so frustrating. We've got all these locked-in traits, and we just can't afford to get rid of them. So eventually we'll get like Caregivers Convention, and we can start burning away our expensive to treat quirks. But until then, I feel like we probably want to build up our patient cells.
This war is not in the dungeon, but
so that when that happens, we can afford it. What is our stress situation at? Ramie's could use some stress relief, so let's go ahead and do that. The rest of these guys are kind of okay. So, I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. We did a little bit of putzing around there at the end in camp. We are at a full roster. I haven't been paying attention to the stagecoach right now. We will probably have to start looking into that in the future. We'll probably have to start abandoning heroes as they level up when we're trying to work our way forward and earn the progression that we need. Blacksmith is not quite ready for upgrades. Our current team can get some upgrades, but they are costly. We can definitely pick up these armor upgrades. I think that is in our best interests, and these tier 2 upgrades definitely in our best interests. But paying for that tier 3 upgrade, oh boy, that is rough. We don't need to be Resolve level 4 to equip it. I thought we did. I know you have to be Resolve level 5 in order to get this last upgrade. But it is, yeah, it's gonna be quite a cost to us. We could, in fact, then take these guys forward, anyone forward at Resolve level 3, since there's no difference in strength between Resolve level 3 and 4. Is that true in the guild as well? Yeah, Resolve level 3. So 3 and 4 are basically the equal footing as long as you have the upgrades for it. So we'll probably have to earn some money at some point, and we may have to just do that off camera, just because it can be a little bit dull. It's possible I could stream it. I don't really do a lot of streaming, and when you don't do a lot of streaming, it's probably best to not do any streaming. But it's a thought. I will thank you for tuning in again. I hope you're enjoying the series, as I said before. I hope you come back tomorrow. We will be facing the Weald on a veteran mission, which is the first veteran mission we've done in this playthrough, which means it's the first veteran mission I've seen with the Crimson Court DLC. I don't know if there'll be new enemies in there or new effects that are going to make things unpleasant. So, stop by to witness my surprise and horror. Enjoy your day.